the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Nsem-Pii TV na maso egusu omuti. Na the new patriotic party egusu nhihye de atwen November the 4th 2023. Ahwenimu se party no ebeyi frankatuni de ama the new patriotic party going into the 2024 elections. Na wohwe omo contest for this noble position. You see ababa be nipa 9. Initially na nipa no na honorable Kennedy Ohene Japan, the vice president Dr Bawumia, adai nemo obi ti say Dr Friye Akuto and amfi honorable John Alankwajuchiramaten. But bibinti yewra honorable John Alankwajuchiramaten de krata ebeto abonten say wa withdraw a free competition ni mu site reasons bi ete say ni agent bi anipa bi de sakika no e North East and afi a host of other reasons ye bi sine ekitafo ni bi kra no entiase as to adekodi entia Alankwajuchiramaten ye no afiri mu enra e de ehunu say team Alankwajuchiramaten nipa na omonamo bontoa edema Alankash na omo selling the ideas e dey actually delegates no emu baako ye maame Catherine Afeku sisi de se yewra Ken eyi no ho afirmu dia ene straight away odnenim de ene na ho odi nyina ekotai Dr Bawumia chi ene nipa baako ato so ono kwa de waka nsem bebrebe eye English Botiano Amanfrom Member of Parliament Sylvester Tete ene wono so apaw ne ho achi na wakati randia be say de oya 100% Dr Bawumia oni baby akọ Super Delegates Congress na course no wa trust din ye hu say party no is tilting towards one direction ya ho necessary begina was baby a wosono de begina na baby wosono ma begina ho en na de begina ti wono Sylvester Tete so wonuamo ti say Catherine Afeku mo ka ho batim Bawumia ho no so de ni ache na wone yewra Alankwajuchiramaten din komo yi pa Alankwajuchiramaten come November 4th take it from no slide on independent candidate sa so na nkomodi akoso no Alankwajuchiramaten enye na adwene say okwa support yewra Kennedy Ohene Japan na anamonwa yewra Alankwajuchiramaten na adwene so betudie atisi ekutie Sylvester na nkasa enkoma one Randy Abidie a good morning Ghana Jumedis
and before. Alan remains a member of the party. He has not decided what he's going to do otherwise. But my commitment is to the MPP party, and I'll continue to work for the MPP to ensure that we retain power in 2024. And now we have 4 people contesting in the elections, November 4th. I have a vote, I'm a delegate. I have supporters, I have followers in my constituency. Randy, I've engaged extensively within and outside my constituency. And I believe that it is proper that the MPP come around the flag. And the most important thing for us now, if Alan were to be in the race, obviously it's my choice. He's no more in the race. I have to make a choice. And that determination...
But are you still in touch with him?
Yes, I am.
Is he going to run as any independent candidate?
No, he has not discussed that with me. Okay. As far as I'm concerned.
He has no intentions of running?
No, he has not discussed that.
He has no intentions of leaving the party?
He has not discussed that with me.
Okay.
So for me, Randy, 4th November, what I will say this morning is that MPP, we've come a very long way. And I think that it is obvious from the campaigns we've waged and what is happening today. I've engaged extensively my constituency executives, people within and without. I think that I'm making a firm commitment that will support Dr Bawumia for the November 4th elections. And I believe that...
You will support Dr Bawumia?
Yes, I believe that he will make a good president. I've said that
so before. Sly is moved on from...
Alan is not in the race. He's not in the race.
Yes.
And I have to make a choice. Okay. I have to move on. The party has to move on. He's
so
not.
Dr Bawumia is now your...
Of course. And candidate. I think that, yeah, from the look of things, he will make a better president. And all of them, anybody who wins will make a better president than John Mahama. Okay. And I think that under the circumstances, we should all rally behind Dr Bawumia for 2024.
All right.
Randy. I know he knows that if a non-lawyer makes judicial comment and a lawyer has a platform of which is a member of GBA, Obviously, he has a right, he reserves the right to set the record straight. And that should not be seen to be an attack on the former President Mahama. So I think that last year in Ho, or last 2 years as it were, there were topical issues that the former president waged in, trying to cast in nose at the Judiciary or the Bar Association and then the judicial system of our country. He's the president of the Republic, so if he has opportunity, he reserves every right to make public comment. Again, yesterday I heard Eduji, and I think that the Bar Association cannot tell its speakers what to say at bar conferences. And I think that it is proper that they must, he is a member of the Ghana Bar Association, and if he has anything to say. Last year they did the same thing. What did the president say wrong? If you look at the attacks on the judiciary, the president keep making the point consistently that we must refrain from politicizing our judiciary, to the extent that last week or two, former President Mahama said that if he has opportunity again to come, the injustice of Akufo-Addo appointing so many, he calls it an injustice, so many members of the bench, he will equal it by appointing NDC lawyers into the bench. They should avail themselves to be appointed. I found that statement as highly irresponsible on the part of the former president of the Republic. I believe that when MPP took office in 2001, for 11 years, most of the members of the bench were people appointed by the previous administration, and nobody had any reason to doubt the competence of members of the bench. And we've had cause to see some former parliamentary candidate of the then ruling NDC being appointed to the bench, and we haven't complained about that. So I think that the works of the members of the bench can always come for scrutiny, and nobody should be running away from that. But when we make public comment or to that effect, obviously it does not speak well for the judiciary in our country. And I've seen what the former President Mahama is talking about. Look, I have my own issues about the EC and the registration exercise and all. But taking a swipe at the judiciary at the least opportunity, I think is something the former president himself must be wary about. So for Nana or the president, a lawyer for that matter, I think that when he has opportunity, you can't take to social media like former President Mahama is doing. It's the biggest forum, and that is why we are discussing it. So I think what he said is to set the record straight. I've read former President Mahama's statement on social media with respect to the Chief Justice. Randy, I haven't seen when a Chief Justice is not in office to undertake her official duty that amounts to justice being delayed. They made an application on Thursday, and I was told by his own statement that the woman was not in the office. I don't know whether it is only the Chief Justice that reserves the right to appoint a judge to sit on a matter of that nature. But we take on the Chief Justice and making the whole thing look like the MPP and the EC, together with the Judiciary, trying to prevent the injunction application that they put, they file. I don't think that is fair to all of us as Ghanaians. So I don't see what the president had said wrong at the bar conference. At bar conferences, that is the biggest opportunity for anybody that has been given the platform to set some records straight.
So this is the view of the bar itself. It says what the president said today is rather unfortunate, and we condemn it. The aspect to condemn has to do with his appeal to Ghanaians by way of campaigning of a sort to vote against Mahama, just because he made a comment that President Akufo-Addo has allegedly packed the court with MPP-aligned judges as described by President Mahama, and also bringing up the issue of the investigations allegedly linking former President Mahama to the Airbus scandal. Our platform is not supposed to be used for that, and we condemn that leg of President Akufo-Addo's comment. We are not going to allow anybody to use our platform to campaign politically for or against the opponent. The GBA, however, added that they will not apologize to Mahama, as it had only condemned him when he had done the same thing in the past.
Yeah, so what are they crying about? So Randy, the GBA itself must be concerned about the comment that the bench will be packed with NDC lawyers.
They said they have condemned it.
Exactly.
When the statement was
exactly,
made,
yes.
They had condemned
so for a president, a lawyer, and a member of the same association, re-emphasizing what they themselves had criticized and condemned. Why would they be faulting?
They say he went beyond that.
But they've cited that as reason number one.
Yes.
Reason number one.
Yes.
So they've said two things. Reason number one.
Yeah, but they said that, he says that, they said, let me just try and, they said that he brought the issue of voting. He brought the issue of voting, that he should be voted against for that. They think that that is a
so their problem is not with the comment the president was responding to, but urging them to vote against it. But Randy, such a dangerous, somebody is telling you that when I come, do they know how that will affect their own profession, as it were?
How will it affect them?
Why wouldn't he affect it? He's telling them that even those who are not NDC members, they will never have opportunity to serve at the bench when opportunity comes if they are not members of the NDC. Is that not indicting on all of us and their integrity and the competence they have? So they themselves should be condemning that, and they should not be voted for.
But they did that.
He should not even be voted for in the first place.
Okay.
Because Mahama himself had never offered a public apology. To the extent that you say, all the professors, those practicing the profession of legal profession, the person seeking your mandate, I'm not sure he will not seek their mandate. Seeking your mandate is telling you, when I come, appointment to the bench will be on the basis of the fact that you are NDC member. Because he thinks that somebody, a president, had appointed people. He thinks that he has appointed so many people into the bench. He has not even established that the people he alleged that have been appointed to the bench are all MPP members. He hasn't been able to establish it. So there could be people who are not apolitical that have been appointed to the bench. But this one, he's gone further to say that I will appoint only NDC members to the bench. To do what? What do they do at the bench?
No, I'm saying to do what?
To do what?
Yes.
At the bench, what do they do?
No, what did he say? Why did he say he was doing that? I just want you to...
He said he was doing that to equal the number of
balance.
people. To balance. What is a balance? How do you balance what you claim or you are alleging not to be the right thing with an illegality as well?
What makes it an illegality?
But if you say you are going to appoint, because the bench must be apolitical. So to appoint political people that you have identified, they are card-bearing members of your party, and you think it's questionably right to do so.
But
I don't think it's right.
I don't know if you've seen Manasseh's post, and he makes an interesting observation. He says that the president yanks somebody off the campaign platform, an MPP parliamentary candidate, off the campaign platform in 2020, and makes him a high court judge in the same year, 2020. And in 2 years, in 2022, he appoints the same person as a Supreme Court judge. That does not amount to a threat as far as the judiciary is concerned.
But there was a parliamentary candidate who had contested, one former MP on the ticket of NDC, having been made a judge. So we are only looking at the competence of the person, and
so why then do you say that they're supposed to appoint apolitical people onto the bench?
No, but that's what he's saying. That's what President Mahama is saying. For me, I don't have a problem. I've seen people who had contested on the ticket of the NDC being made judges of the court in this country. Let's look and criticize their work, scrutinize their work, whether or not the work fit within the law, the legal framework under which they have to work. But if you go there to say that you are going to balance appointment that you have not even established, that the people you are alleging that have been packed at the court are MPP members, he hasn't been able to prove that. So what are you going to balance in the first place? They are Ghanaians. And whoever you appoint, you have opportunity to appoint, obviously will be Ghanaian. So what are you balancing in the first place? So I think that the GBA itself must be interested. And if such a person is seeking your mandate and the president says that it's so dangerous for our country, it's so dangerous for the judiciary, it's so dangerous for your own profession, don't give him the opportunity. You think that is a campaign platform?
Right.
I don't think that is a campaign platform. So they themselves must make an inner introspection about the comments he made. I'm not sure the members of the GBA will not be voting in the coming elections. So the president is saying that when you go to the polls, be wary of people of this nature that will stand in your way, in your professional way, so that you don't give them the mandate. What has the president done wrong? So if they think that that is a campaign message the president is putting out there, why? Are they not going to vote? They are going to vote. We had lawyers who identified with the NDC and they had conference that invited the former President Mahama to speak to them. Most of them were at the bar conference. They are also going to cast their vote. So if he's telling you when you go to the polls, be wary of such a character, don't vote for him. I'm not too sure the president has done anything untoward. Okay. So for that reason, I don't think that the Bar Association itself is doing itself a good service by coming out with this statement. I haven't seen anything the president has said wrong.
All right. So Edgar Redu says that you are out of place. The president is not a member of the GBA. He stopped practicing as a lawyer long ago. He has no practice license. He pays no dues. He's therefore not a member of the bar.
Very well. Very well. So I stand to be corrected.
Right.
Very well. So I think that, everybody knows that President Akufo-Addo is a lawyer.
Yes.
So he can rejoin the Ghana Bar Association at any time. I've known senior lawyers in this country who have, even the Speaker of Parliament has opted out of the Ghana Bar Association. And I'm not sure he cannot comment on matters of that nature. So I think that for that reason, we should not make it look like the president has committed any crime for saying that when you go to the polls, don't vote for him. But they are also voters, and they'll be voting. If you are interested in that. So Randy, for that matter, I'm not too sure we should waste a lot of time. Yesterday, I heard Lawyer Iduji screaming. He knew what your man said would be getting a befitting response. He's gotten a response, and you are crying over it. So I don't think that should be something that we should be discussing.
Something. I don't know how you. He says, how can John Mahama asking the lawyers who are sympathizers of the NDC to join the bench means he's going to appoint them to the Supreme Court? So it's still slight.